Hi, everybody. Welcome to Story Station. This is Sandy, and I'm excited to share this fun book with you. Can you tell what's on this broom? What does that look like to you? It's got a big black hat and a wart on her nose and a black cape. Does it remind you of something at Halloween? Yeah, it reminds me of Halloween too. Witches. And you know they're pretend. Look at who else is on the broom with her. A fun cat. And they're out in the full moon. She's holding a big black pot or a cauldron. And they're on her broom. This story is called Room on the Broom. Do you hear the rhyming words? Room and broom. Look, they both have O-O-M, O-O-M, room on the broom. Because rhyming words have the same ending sound, but they change just the beginning. So let's get our bodies ready so we can read this fun story of Room on the Broom. It's written by Julia Donaldson and illustrated by Alex Scheffler. Let's get our bodies ready. Open your eyes nice and big so you can see all the funny illustrations of the witch flying on her broom with the cat. Don't forget to get your ears ready. Turn up the volume so you can hear the funny story this author wrote about the witch on the broom and what's gonna happen. Get your throat ready. Open up your voice box so you can respond to all the fun pages. I'll be asking you some fun questions and you can respond to me. Let's get started with our song. The title's on the front, the title's on the front. Hi-ho, biblio, the title's on the front. The author writes the words, the author writes the words. Hi-ho, biblio, the author writes the words. The illustrator draws, the illustrator draws. Hi-ho, biblio, the illustrator draws. The spine binds the book, the spine binds the book. Hi-ho, biblio, the spine binds the book. And now it's time to read, and now it's time to read. Hi-ho, biblio, and now it's time to read. What do you think might happen if a witch is riding on a broom with a cat carrying a cauldron? Do you think this is fiction? That would be pretend. Or do you think it's nonfiction? A real story? What are you thinking? I know what I'm thinking. So we'll make a prediction. I'm predicting it's a pretend story, a fiction story, because I know witches don't exist and they sure don't fly around in brooms. Room on a broom. I wonder how can you put a room on a broom? I wonder why the author decided to call it that. Let's see if we can ask ourselves a question. What kind of room do you think would be on a broom? It would be a pretty small room to me. Room on a Broom by Julia Donaldson and pictures by Alex Scheffler. And thank you to Dial Books for Young Readers for giving us permission to read this story. The witch had a cat, and the cat had a hat that was black and long ginger hair in her braid down her back. How the cat purred and the witch grinned as they sat on their broomstick and flew through the wind. But how the witch wailed and how the cat spat when the wind blew so wildly it blew off her hat. There's lots of rhyming words at the end of every other sentence. Listen for them. Down, called the witch as they flew to the ground. They searched for the hat, but no hat could be found. Then, out of the bushes on thundering paws, there bounded a dog with the hat in his jaws. He dropped it politely, then eagerly said, as the witch pulled the hat firmly down on her head, I am a dog as keen as can be. Is there room on your broom for a dog like me? Yes, cried the witch, and the dog clambered on. The witch tapped the broomstick and whoosh, they were gone. So the word room can mean more than one thing. It can be a room like your bedroom or the living room, but it also can mean, is there enough room for me there? And the dog said, is there room on the broom? And the witch said, yes. Can you see how many are on the broom now? Can you count them? Did you guess? Over the fields and the forest they flew. The dog wagged his tail and the stormy wind blew. The witch laughed out loud and held on to her hat. But away blew her bow from her braid just like that. Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the bow, but the bow could not be found. And then out from a tree, an ear-splitting shriek, there flapped a green bird with the bow in her beak. She dropped it politely and bent down low, then said, as the witch tied her braid to her bow, in her bow, I am a bird as green as can be. Is there room on the broom for a bird just like me? Yes, cried the witch, so the bird fluttered on. The witch tapped the broom, and whoosh, they were gone. Uh-oh, what's happening now? Can you see? It's kind of like the weather we have today in San Diego. It's very rainy. Over the reeds and the rivers they flew. The birds shrieked with glee, and the stormy wind blew. They shot through the sky to the back of beyond. The witch clutched her bow, but let go of her wand. Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the wand, but no wand could be found. Oh my goodness, she's dropped so many different things. Oh, if someone's gonna find it. Can you be a picture detective? Can you tell what creature is gonna find that wand? Let's find out if you're right. Then all of a sudden, from out of the pond leaped a dripping wet frog with a dripping wet wand. He dropped it politely, then said with a croak, as the witch dried the wand on a fold of her cloak, I am a frog as clean as can be. Is there room on the broom for a frog just like me? Yes, said the witch. So the frog bounded on. The witch tapped the broomstick and whoosh, they were gone. Over the moors and the mountains they flew, and the frog jumped for joy, and the broom snapped in two. Down fell the cat and the dog and the frog. Down went the tumbling into the bog. The witch's half broomstick flew into a cloud, and the witch heard a roar that was scary and loud. So here's half of the broom, and the bird, and the frog, and the cat, and the dog, and the cauldron, and there's the witch with half a broom. I am a dragon, as mean as can be, and the witch with French fries tastes delicious to me. No, cried the witch, flying higher and higher. The dragon flew after her, breathing out fire. Help, cried the witch. She looked all around, but no help could be found. The dragon drew near with his glint in his eye and said, just this once, I'll have witch without fries. So he really liked French fries. But he was going to have witch without French fries because he didn't have any. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Do you think he's going to eat up the witch? What do you think? Be a picture detective and look really, really close. Do you see someone familiar in that page next to him? Let's see if your guess is right. But the witch he planned, but just as he planned to begin on his feast, from out of a ditch rose a horrible beast. It was feathered and furred. It was tall, dark, and sticky. It had 4 frightful heads. It had wings of a bird, and its terrible voice when it started to speak. Oh, can you see that? Do you recognize anyone in that picture? Maybe from earlier in the story on the broom? Oh, there was a yowl and a growl and a croak and a shriek. He dripped and it squealed as it strode from the ditch, and it said to the dragon, buzz off. That's my witch. So the monster was telling the dragon to get out of here, that's my witch. The dragon drew back. He started to shake. I'm sorry, he sputtered. I made a mistake. It's nice to have met you, but now I must fly. And he spread out his wings and was out through the sky. And then down flew the bird, and down jumped the frog. Down climbed the little cat, and phew, said the dog. And thank you, oh thank you, the grateful witch cried. Without you'd I be in that dragon's inside. So can you tell what they did? They all climbed up to be that horrible creature. The dog and the cat and the frog and the bird. But when they all jumped down, they were at her side. Saved the witch from the dragon. Then she filled up her cauldron and said with a grin, find something, everyone, to throw something in. So the frog found a lily. The cat found a cone. The bird found a twig, and the dog found a bone. They threw them all in, and the witch stirred them well, and while she was stirring, she muttered a spell. Iggity, ziggity, zaggity, zoom, and then rose out a truly magnificent broom. Look at that. Does it look different than the other brooms? What looks different to you? With seats for the witch and the cat and the dog, a nest for the bird, and a pool for the frog? Yes, cried the witch, and they all clambered on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. I hope you liked that story. What did you think? Was it fiction, pretend, or nonfiction, real? I think it was fiction, a good pretend story. Room on the Broom, written by Julia Donaldson and illustrated by Alex Scheffler. I hope you enjoyed our story, and we'll see you next time on Story Station. Bye-bye.